but we wanted to get into the Commanders here. JP Finley retweeted this yesterday. He retweeted Jason_OTC. He works for overthecap.com, which is a good resource to check salary cap numbers for NFL teams. JP Finley tweeted 43% turnover on Commanders roster so far, and that's before camp and cuts. Will be even higher by week 1. Peters and Dan Quinn flipping this thing upside down. And the original tweet was, yes, the Commanders have the fewest percent of players returning from 2023 at just 57%. Your other teams that have less players returning or around the same number, the Chargers come in at number 31 with 58% of their roster returning. The Dolphins return 61% of their players. The Texans return 62% of their players, and the Steelers are bottom 5 in that metric as well, 62.5. So, look, Adam Peters.
I would have guessed less on that percentage.
Comes in, looks at the roster, looks at what he thinks is obviously a deficient roster that won 4 games last year.
It was so obvious. I mean, we looked at it and we're like, prior to free agency even, we're like, they need help literally everywhere other than punter.
Right.
Like, everywhere they need help. I said I can't remember seeing this roster look this depleted, and that was before the new regime came in. And the new regime came in, they agreed. And what's so funny about it is Ron saying that, towards the end of last year when they thought they had settled in on Hal, he was going to be the guy, that if they went 8-8 or whatever, that maybe the new regime would come in and win a Super Bowl this year, and then they'd have to send him a ring.
I mean, it's one of the more nonsensical things that Ron has ever said.
There's going to end up being more turnover than any other team in the league. They'll have rejected more of your players than any other team in the league.
And I like what Peters and his staff has done. It's not like they're lavishing a lot of these new guys with 4- and 5-year deals. It's a lot of 1- and 2-year deals. See how they work out. And he knows a lot of the guys that he's signing that will not be there when this thing gets turned around.
Well, I think they're tone setters.
Right.
Like the Bobby Wagners, those are tone setters, right? Set the tone for the new regime.
Heckler could be another one of those guys.
The new work ethic.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Well, I remember after the draft, after they signed the undrafted free agents, I counted 43 new players. Now, they probably added to that. But right now, I think it's around 40 to 45 new players if you add those guys. Now, once they get down to the regular season, they're going to have to get down to in the 50s. But
their numbers,
that's a ton of players.
Their numbers aren't dramatically different though than even some contenders. So
yeah, I'm surprised by
their
that.
turnover rate's only 4% different than the Miami Dolphins, who are a good team, the Texans, who made the playoffs. The Steelers, who I believe made the playoffs. I mean, the Eagles are at 64.9% compared to the 57% for Commanders of players returning.
Right.
It's not that different. Almost every team is going to turn over
it's also
30 to 40%.
It's a testament to how short your career is. The average career is like 2.5 years, whatever it is. So there is a lot of turnover.
I mean, they are number one
but they are
in
number
least
one.
Players returning. But again, it's not that different.
Yeah,
they're not done. There'll still be a few guys
during camp
let go that might surprise you or raise your eyebrows, or guys that have been on the roster before.
100%.
But didn't they have 0 Pro Bowlers last year? I mean,
yeah, I don't think so.
When we talked about who were the players you'd want to keep, it pretty much was a list of 3 or 4 guys. It was Terry McLaurin,
Payne
and Allen.
Trustway.
Yeah, Trustway. Keep a specialist. That's how bad. That's how bad.
You might throw in Sam Cosme, a couple guys, but it wasn't like they had to have 20 guys from the roster come back.
No, but I think that's also why, because has been so much turnover, that I have a little more optimism than I thought I would have had. Because I do feel like they've upgraded in a lot of these spots. We'll have to see, especially along the offensive line. But Eckler definitely makes them better. I think
they got deeper
at a lot of positions. Quarterback will make them more competitive. I don't know. I think they're going to be better. I think their secondary is going to be better. The linebacking core is clearly going to be better. Adding Johnny Newton to the D line is going to make them better.
Well, the coaches are better.
The coaches are markedly better.
Yeah,
coming around to my side, I think so. Yeah. I think that's why they got a shot to win, 10 games and get in the playoffs.
10's a little up
10,
there.
I'm not going to go there. But, I mean, I feel like we can win 7 or 8 and then maybe get lucky, steal a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then you're near your number.
By the way, on Thursday, you know what Thursday is?
Thursday. Besides Thursday?
Schedule release.
Oh, it's a lock. It's coming out Thursday?
Actually know when they play everybody.
I think the schedule gets released on Thursday.
Right. Doesn't Sheehan do a mock schedule?
He does do a mock schedule, yes.
NFL regular season with schedules being now maybe it's limited schedules. It says schedules, but I don't know if that's the entire league. Being released on Thursday, May 9th.
All right.
But I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. They don't mess around. They want to be at the forefront pretty much every week.
Have something going on. Yeah. When they do come out with the schedule, we will look through it and then we'll just start chalking up dubs. And I know that guys around here don't like doing that. And I know Grant and Danny don't like doing that.
I was on with Grant and Danny yesterday. I told them, I said, be ready when that schedule comes out. We're going to break down the W's and the L's.
Of course you got to look at that. Of course you're going to look at that and you're going to give your blink. It doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. It's just your instinct. What's my blink instinct when I see that?
We're going to give our blink picks sometime in May, whenever it comes out, and then we'll do it at least 1 or 2 more times before the season starts.
We'll do it right before training camp, and then we'll do it maybe after a couple preseason games.
Maybe like the day before the regular season kicks off.
Yeah.
Like that Friday.
Yeah, that's the fun of the schedule coming out.
Of course it is.
That schedule comes out, right away you look at it and go, okay, that should be a winner. That should be a winner. Who doesn't do that?
I mean,
no, it doesn't mean that's
we're
going to
always
happen.
wrong. Yeah, we're going to be wrong on a lot of them.
Yeah, of course. But that's the fun of it.
Ooh, we get to see if they put Bears versus Commanders here in prime time.
In fact,
Caleb versus Jaden.
Yeah, they should.
That would be cool.
Let me look at it right now. Let me just look at our opponents right now. I'm going to give you a blink. Have we already done that?
No, we haven't done that
yet.
I mean, we know who the opponents are. We just don't know when they're playing.
We haven't gone through just because they don't have the dates on it. Because I don't think it really matters. All right, so obviously you've got your divisions.
Yeah.
Bears. I mean,
home teams.
Home teams.
Bears, Panthers, Falcons.
All right, let's slow down. Bears winner. They're the Bears. Panthers winner. They're the Panthers. What's it? Falcons.
Cousins will beat them.
Oh, hold on. Kirk is coming back to FedEx Field?
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a big one.
I might lean towards them. I think they were pretty good. They were coached by a guy who just ran them into the ground.
Kind of a buffoon.
I might give them the lean there, the Falcons, much as I don't like it. Steelers, they're always competitive. I always just got to give the early nod to Tomlin.
Ooh, there's gonna be like 30,000 terrible towels in the stands, maybe more.
Who's that? Is that the Browns?
Yes.
Yes, that is the Browns.
Browns are here. Good defense.
I think your blink is...
My blink is they're the Browns.
They're the Browns. Yeah. I know that's your default.
And then the Titans...
Derrick Henry gone.
He's gone. I'm not scared of Will
Levis.
No.
And Calvin Ridley.
No.
And DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm not really scared of Will Levis. All right,
the ones I feel most confident about are the Panthers and Titans. The other 4, I think, are kind of toss-ups.
Okay, toss-ups, but I mean, we could easily beat the Browns.
Of course.
We could easily beat the Bears.
Well, dude, yeah, of course. I could sprain my ankle walking to the bathroom. My point is, those are the ones I feel most comfortable about.
All right, and then Ravens, you always got to give the nod to the Ravens. I mean, they're just better organization.
That one's in Baltimore?
Yes.
Okay.
Bengals, I mean, I guess I give the nod to the Bengals, especially if Burrow's healthy.
Right, you can just give them the nod.
Give them a nod.
Started throwing yesterday.
The Bucks. What do I think about the Bucks?
They were feisty last year.
But it's a roadie.
Is Mike Evans gone, or they re-upped him?
Mike Evans still there. Still there. They lost their offensive coordinator to Carolina, Dave Canales.
That's fine.
Who's quarterbacking them right now?
Baker.
Yeah, I disrespect him.
I think that's going to be a close one. Close game. Are you afraid of Derek Carr? You afraid of Chase Young?
No.
You know what? They're the Saints. Cardinals. I'm a little bit afraid of Kyler.
Got to go to Zona. That's a long trip.
Supposedly had a good draft.
You should be afraid of Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's a 7 or 8 win schedule. That's a 7 or 8 win schedule.
It's not that difficult. It's not that
7 or 8 wins, and that's just cruise control.
I said on Grant and Danny yesterday, my ceiling for the Commanders next year is 10 wins. Like if things go right, things break right. Ceiling is 10 wins.
I heard you say that, and I thought you were grilling me when I said they could win 10 games.
Yeah, but he said ceiling. That's like if everything goes right.
He wouldn't bet on it. I mean, it's possible, but it's not
JP,
probable.
It's, again, nuance. You have a hard time with nuance sometimes.
I do
I'm
not.
not coming out saying the Commanders are going to win 10 games. I'm saying if Jaden Daniels hits, everything breaks right, they could win 10 games.
I'm saying 7
And that's
or 8.
exactly what I said. You're the one that's not understanding nuance. I literally said that, and you mocked it.
What do you think is likely, though?
You feel pretty confident about it.
What do you think is likely?
No, I mean, I think
7
likely
or
is
8.
8 or 9.
All right, I say 7 or 8. Still proving otherwise.
Yeah, I think 7.
Yeah, I think like 8 games is realistic.
Yeah.
Without coaching malpractice, which they've had for the past.
But
Like,
I'm pretty confident there will be a team, and the Commanders could be that team, that will rise up from a 4 or 5 win season and win 10 games or 11 games this year.
Well, it seems to happen.
I've mentioned the Texans a million times, but also the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
It happens almost every season.
I feel like the Colts were maybe fluky, but we'll see. See what they do this year. I feel like that was
for
a
them.
one-off.
It's all like, can Anthony Richardson give them 14 or 15 games? If he can,
Right.
I mean,
Well,
that
and then
team could do some work.
Jonathan Taylor has to be healthy.
Right.
If he's healthy for a whole year, it's a huge weapon.
But everyone thinks the Cowboys are down. They lost a bunch of guys, didn't they, in this offseason? I guess Jalen has a lot to prove this year. This is a big year for Jalen Hurts.
They got Saquon Barkley now.
That'll help. And I think the Giants. What was their record last year?
6-11.
Dreadful.
11.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll probably be in that same realm. Probably be firing Dable, and then Belichick takes over.
I mean, that could be a great landing spot for him.
That I could see.
Seems to make a lot of sense.
I could see that. Yeah, I don't think.
I would think out of the teams that were really bad last year, the Cardinals, who had 4 wins, they could jump. They could double that at least if Kyler's healthy. Chargers with 5 wins last year, I could see them being much better. But I don't think Washington gets. I mean, it's a lot to ask for a rookie quarterback to win double-digit games.
No, that's a lot. I'm gonna say 7 or 8. But the games I'm most scared of would be on our schedule without knowing the dates.
Both Eagles games.
I don't know, maybe. But the Bengals and the Ravens for sure.
Right.
I think we're decided dogs in those games. And I guess the Eagles. The Eagles have a lot to prove.
The Cowboys are still going to be good.
Cowboys will be decent.
I mean, they may not be 12-win good, but they're going to be good.
We could maybe split with them.
You seemed a little worried about Kirky. My guy Kirk.
Yeah,
coming back for the Falcons.
He's prolific.
Yeah.
He's prolific.
And he does like to shove it on his former team. You think that guy doesn't always have a chip on his shoulder? Definitely does.
Right. But everybody else, I don't think I'm not scared of you think I'm scared of the Bears? You think I'm scared of the guy that paints his fingernails?
No, but
chance.
they got some good offensive
I'm not
weapons
scared
now.
of the Panthers. I'm not scared of the Browns. Not scared of the Titans. Not scared of the Bucks.
Save
not
this
scared
audio,
of the
please.
Saints. I'm just not scared of those teams.
Doesn't matter if you're scared. I mean,
Well, I'm just
are they
saying.
going to win?
I mean, we could easily beat
I
all
mean,
those.
you said the same thing about the Bears last year, and Fields looked like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Can't predict it.